What's going on, everybody? The coffee is on this morning. Hope everyone's doing all right. So, if you've lived in Florida for any length of time, you know that rain can completely change your homestead almost overnight. Am I right? Just a couple weeks ago, we were dealing with dry conditions. The pastures were just completely dry. Struggling gardens, honestly. And wondering when we'd finally get some consistent rain. Well, we've had consistent rain the last week or so. Now that the rainy season is here, it's really kicked in, to be honest. Everything is starting to look a little different, which is very, very good. It's paying off. So, we thought we'd talk about the homestead and the weather and how it's affecting us today specifically. Shooting towards July, the end of June. Happy Father's Day, by the way, everybody, as this is being filmed. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Some of it can catch new homesteaders completely off guard. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the obvious one first, and that's gonna be the grass. Okay. When Florida gets rain, it feels like the grass grows 6 inches overnight. Got my coffee. A pasture that looks tired and stressed can suddenly explode with growth. But for our goats, horses, and donkey, that's great news, right? More grass means more natural forage for them. The property starts looking a little greener. The animals spend more time browsing in general and grazing. Make sure your goats are able typically to go, head level. They don't actually like to eat downward. The grass itself. They like to actually cut through the weeds and things like that. Like, they're really picky about what they eat. It's interesting. They're not like sheep, or sheep would just basically mow your yard for you. Goats aren't like that. If you think goats are going to mow your yard, they're not. That's just not what they do. Anyway, they're going to browse, they're going to graze. The downside, though, well, it's going to grow really fast. It's going to grow faster than you can mow it. Again, the goats aren't going to help you there. Minnie there will, though. She's awesome. She's a cow. Minnie Zebu. Now you're spending more time maintaining the property's grass too, right? It's not just the animals now. That's a whole nother thing, right? For new homesteaders. So rain can help the pasture, but it also creates more work. Well, again, people think it's automatically good for goats. That's not always the case. It's fantastic. The extra browse is fantastic for the animals. Guys, this is when the parasites and things like that really come into play, though. For real. When Florida gets hot and wet, barber pole worms and other parasites become a real problem. So while the goats enjoy that fresh growth and the new weeds that are popping up, we're also paying closer attention to body conditions, eyelids, and their overall health. There's a baseball season going on right now in the middle of June. I couldn't imagine. It's in Central Florida. Way too hot for that. The ducks love the rain. Okay? The muddier things get, the happier the ducks seem to be. They don't care if it's raining. They don't care if it's muddy. They love it. The pig, he loves it. The ducks, though, they seem to think the entire world was designed specifically for them after a good Florida rainstorm. They really do. The chickens are a little different. Some don't mind the rain, it's hit or miss with chickens. Others act like the sky is falling. I've seen them. Sometimes they act like the sky is falling just because we walk outside. It's kind of funny. Right now I'm letting them forage for a little bit before we feed them. Helps with pest control. Got a lot of videos on that. Check out our flock playlist. With the rain with the chickens, you're introducing more foraging for them, right? More opportunities. The rain is helping the chickens find more food naturally, because guess what? The bugs need the water too, right? And how does rain affect chicken eggs? Oh, it does, and you'd be surprised. Very, very well. Because guess what? They're not so heat stressed anymore, right? They're going to perform better overall because they're not heat stressed. Cools things down. Just enough relief, right? For all animals, not just the chickens, but from that summer heat. It's especially important here in Central Florida, or 10A, if you're in 10A anywhere in the United States. The rabbitry, With the rain, surprise people, our rabbits drink the rainwater. I love it. We collect our rainwater and we, you know, I give it to the animals. You know, if you give it to the garden, if it puts less strain on the well, we live on a well. So, you know, the cooler temperature is a blessing for the rabbits. The lower heat stress is a blessing for the rabbits. Humidity is still a challenge. Humidity is usually pretty brutal. When right after the rain, it's like you're swimming. You know, while we're thankful for the cooler weather, we're still keeping a close eye on airflow, shade, and cooling strategies for our rabbits. Florida rabbits know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, Florida rabbit owners, you know, they know what I'm talking about. You know, keep those ice bottles in there with them. Rotate out the ice bottles. Not too big. You don't want them to freeze in there either, or become too reliant on it. Fans, we have the plugged-in fans going for them. Not battery. Make sure it's plugged in, or they don't lose power. Mud. Well, mud and pig is like synonymous, right? They're just one word is the other. If there's one animal on the property that truly appreciates the rain, it's Kuna, our Cooney Coon, and Arnold, who we have a new book series coming out. Arnold and Bean. You guys will have to check that out. It's a children's book series we're working on. I'm pretty excited to do an official announcement for that soon. The pigs love the rain, right? A rainy week for them, incredibly happy. Honestly, it makes them super entertaining to watch after a storm. The garden for Florida rain in Central Florida, it's a hero and a villain, I'll be honest with you. The obvious benefits: the water. Plants need the water, and after a long dry spell, gardens can suddenly wake up, and you know, beans will grow much faster. And honestly, let me know if you notice it too, but I notice it. Even well water, you know, one thing people, especially city water, if you're on city water, you probably get like, why isn't my stuff growing? It seems like when you water with city water or well, your plants just kind of stay alive and green, and they're on maintenance mode. But when they get hit with rainwater, let me know if you notice this too. That rainwater is like, it's seriously like supplementation for them. I know that's obviously what they live on, but boy, I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. That's why I love to collect it. It's like, you know, our duck compost tea and things like that. It's a beautiful thing, rainwater. It's not going to magically fix your garden, but it'll put in some work. I'm serious. If your plants were struggling to establish during a drought, one good rain, I'm telling you right now, although too much rain can also cause, you know, your disease, your fungus, your weeds, your root rot. Pull them weeds, make sure they're safe for your goats. Goats love weeds. Just, again, make sure it's safe. You can, you know, look it up, take a picture, snapshot it, whatever you do. Just make sure it's safe for your goats. Ask, you know, there's a lot of goat groups online. You can ask us. We'll let you know. Take a picture of it and send it to us. We're on Facebook. We're on social media all over the place. You can, you know, TikTok, Instagram. Send us a message. Say, hey, can my goat eat this? We'll let you know. You can go from drought problems to too much water on this in the same month. We did. Actually, we're just outside of a burn ban. That actually just, I think, lifted a few days ago. Finally, we were in a burn ban for like, man, months. The whole year. We actually had like a lift on it for like a week. Probably city officials or county officials. Somebody needed to burn somewhere because we were the only place in the whole country that was able to actually burn. It was kind of, I'm not the country, I'm sorry, the state. In Central Florida, like nobody was able to burn but our county. So I was like, somebody did something there. It was funny. But anyway, the orchard, one thing we've learned over the years is that established fruit trees with the orchard, they often handle weather swings better than annual vegetables. Even the droughts, they do so much. They're fine, you know. The bananas love the rain. The mulberries love the rain. The mulberries do really well in the drought too. The citrus trees appreciate the rain. The orchard in general, you know, the loquats, everything, peaches, all that stuff over there, it bounces back very quickly and it does really well. So it's great. And honestly, I got a video on it talking about if we started our homestead over, I would, again, start more fruit trees. That would have been more of the focus, more of the emphasis I would have used back then. Personally, it's just, I would have put more of an emphasis on fruit trees. Rain changes people. When it's 95 degrees and dry, chores feel exhausting. When the rain cools down, things, well, they get easier to do outside, right? Unless you're going right after it rains. Because, I'm telling you, that humidity, it's like you're swimming. But homesteaders, you know, they seem happier, puts them in a better mood. You know, that's one of my favorite things about Florida rainy season. Everything starts to feel alive again. Everything wakes up, you know. The bugs are out. The ecosystem starts at the bugs at the lowest level, right? You can see them foraging over by the cans, you know. It's great. It starts at the bugs and just works its way up, everybody. Everything comes to life with the rain. Has it created any, let's see. Has rain created any troubles for you? I would say for us, it's kind of hit or miss, right? Does it green up your pasture? Absolutely. Let us know if it has done those things for you. Has it caused any problems for you? Did you get any big flooding? Because we've also had, when I think of problems for us, is the hurricanes we had a couple years ago. Absolute flooding, torrential, historic rain. It was terrible. But, you know, it's different for everybody in every location. So everything's happier on the homestead, though, at the end of the day when it comes to rainy season in Central Florida. USDA Zone 10A. Really. So let me know where you guys are from, what zone you're in, and how the rain impacts you. Because some areas do much better, especially when you're dealing with humidity and things like that. I'm curious. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us today as we talk about rain and how it impacts Central Florida homesteads. And I hope you guys are doing well. God bless. And if you enjoy real life homesteading content, make sure you subscribe and check out our other videos. We have tons of helpful playlists on our channel.